Severino is a starter. You had told me on Sunday that you thought Happ should, in your opinion. But do you understand the Yankees choosing Severino?
Of course. Listen, I don't think, like some teams, as the Yankees are going to play the A's and they're coming out with Liam Hendricks, and then who knows which card Bob Melvin picks as the game proceeds, because unfortunately for the A's, they don't have a choice that Aaron Boone and Larry Rothschild and the Yankees can actually pick. Legitimately, I think you could have gone with any of the three, especially mostly with Tanaka, as well as he's pitched in the postseason and in these type of games. I don't think too many people would have been too upset. I just thought my general rule of thumb on down the stretch, and it includes hitters, but especially a starting pitcher who is feeling the most comfortable, therefore is pitching well. You feel good about yourself. There's no doubt creeping in your mind, and that for me was Jay Happ. Also, the A's, he's done well against them in his career. Most recently, that series in Oakland. So all of that, and I just think Michael more on the mental side than if I just rate out pure stuff, no question about it. Luis Severino, as he was the first half, he was on pace to win an American League Cy Young. His second half wasn't as good. Down the stretch, he has been better, and I don't think they can go wrong. Stuff-wise, off the chart.
And if you believe that all three guys are equal, then
not equal, but I think where they're going, Don, with respect to any one of those three going 5 scoreless into the 6th inning, winning 2-1 or 2-0, I wouldn't be surprised. Would you?
No, but I was just saying do you remove Happ because you know he pitches so well against the Red Sox? Not that you're overconfident, but the fact is if I can go with any of those three, then why don't we move Happ so that if we win the game, we've got the guy that matches up best against the Red Sox going twice.
Which is most likely what they're thinking, yes. But as my old manager said, I'm not worried about tomorrow. I don't know if I'll actually be here tomorrow. And Jim Leyland, when I had him as manager and we won the World Series in '97, most old school mentality manager thinking is I'm not going to worry about Friday in Boston because we might be golfing on Friday.
Right.
So you got to worry about, in the case with the Yankees tomorrow night. No, I'm with you. But I just had kind of a thought. Listen, Jay Happ, I don't know if it'll work. We're going to watch tonight with Kyle Freeland. It's never happened. He pitched on Friday. He's got 3 days rest. The kid is a spectacular left-handed pitcher for the Rockies. He's never done it. And historically, most pitchers on less than the normal rest has not been good historically, ERA-wise. So I just kind of had a thing. If you could get Jay Happ, and I was thinking even along the line, because initially until they clinched, they had Severino as a potential starter on Sunday, and I just thought, geez, could you imagine Happ goes 3 innings of scoreless baseball against the A's, and here comes Severino for 2, and then unleash the whichever closer you want for 6, 7, 8, 9.
You know what's confusing to me, though, Al? This is a team that's predicated on analytics. But I was saying earlier, I don't even know that we have any idea of how deep the analytics go, because the surface analytics would tell you the choice is Jay Happ. Most recently, he's pitched better against the A's. Since joining the Yankees, he hasn't lost. Severino in the second half of the season is nowhere close than he was at the beginning. Analytics would tell you it's got to be Happ, but I think that there's proprietary information that we have no idea that they're researching.
Well, listen, I think what the Yankees do front office-wise, I don't know how many other teams, maybe the Astros and a couple other teams that'll we've heard, how well they do with the statistics. Michael, I'm with you. And also, too, in addition to that, a guy in Jay Happ who has done well against the A's, while it's very close, are actually better against right-handed pitch, and it makes little sense. I mean, you've got Matt Olson you worry about, which is really your go-to lefty. Jed Lowry, in his career, has always been a better left-handed hitter. And the biggest guy you watch out for, which is very easy if you're really focused on one guy who almost had 50 home runs, in Chris Davis. So, is it a pitchable lineup? They're swing and miss. They hit a lot of home runs. They're 1-2, respectively, in baseball, the Yankees and the A's in home runs. So that's kind of what you're probably going to see. And, oh, by the way, it's Yankee Stadium, where a miss hit for a big, strong guy off the end of the bat, could be a home run to right field.
See, I just feel like they would prefer not having a pitcher face the same guy twice. So I believe Severino's perfect through 9, that somebody could be up in the bullpen in the 4th, where if he gives up a leadoff double, he can come out of the game. Is that fair?
Listen, Don, I think it's very fair. If you go through the Yankees, I mean, listen, I know that the A's have done a heck of a job with their bullpen. I mean, it has been, and Blake Trinan, I think Bob Melvin joked, he said, or maybe their general manager said he's available for 3 innings. He has been phenomenal with respect to what an ERA, barely over 0, less than 1. But I still believe with the proper rest, I like what Chapman has done in his last few outings. I know he hasn't been as good since his knees bothered him, but he's using his slider more. For me, he's going to close out. Michael, we saw Zach Britton. We know what he can do when he's on, but he was not on the day that he pitched. Was it Friday, where most of them were balls? Mm-hmm. You have your go-to guys. I know the Yankee fans are out there and they know them. There's an awful lot of there with really good relievers that have consistently done it. And Don, I'm with you. If it means that this is a 4-inning start and you got Severino in trouble in the 5th, there's no doubt about it. Aaron Boone will be quickly, like all of these managers in this time of the year, to go to their pen.
You mentioned Freeland starting on 3 days rest. You don't know how he's going to do. You don't know how somebody does when you expand their innings. So how many innings do you think they could get out of Trinan? Would they try to get 8 outs out of him?
First of all, I think was it Forst? Dave Forst is GM, I think, for the A's?
Yeah.
I think that was well, what the heck do I know? But I can't imagine a guy that is, basically gets 3, 4, maybe 5 outs during the year that you're looking for 9 outs. Michael, what would you do for a guy who's been unbelievable? You talk about Zach Britton a few years ago with the Orioles with the bowling ball sinker that's like a screwball. That's what Blake Trinan is, and he's got an ERA under 1, and he's been, people can't touch him. So for me, the Yankees, the number one thing in these games, you better score early. Who scores first? The creativity in baseball is not there as much as it once was, with a guy getting on and hit and run and moving him over. Like, it's just not that. If you're waiting for the big home run, I don't know if that's a good idea, because both of these teams, respectively, if either team gets a lead early on, the game gets short, very short early.
We're talking with Al Leiter of the Yes Network and MLB Network, former Yankee, former Met, here on the Michael Kay Show. I wonder about an A's team that's not expected to be here, and they've defied all expectations. Do you believe, A, in pressure, taking part, because the Yankees have all the pressure, and B, when a guy like Jeurys Familia says we're going to win, does that motivate the Yankees even more, or at this point can you not be motivated anymore?
No, I know. Listen, if there's somebody who's like looking at that stuff, that's silly. First of all, it's dumb to even say it. If you're acting confident, that's fine. But why even mention it? And the Yankees aren't like that, Michael. You know that. They barely pay attention to that stuff. There's nothing, that's going to motivate a player on the Yankee roster tomorrow night that that can be said on the other team that's going to tick them off.
All right, how about pressure?
Oh, I think it's the Yankees. I do. I'm with you. This has been a terrific story. Outside of maybe the Braves, I know the Phillies fell off in baseball, but the A's, how many people actually thought that they would have the third most wins or fourth most wins behind the Astros,
no one.
The Yankees?
No one.
Right?
No one.
I mean, come on. If you did, I'm calling BS on it. This is a roster that is the lowest in baseball, or was the lowest in baseball at spring training.
Now it's 28th.
Yeah, now it's 28th. They made a couple nice pickups, as Billy Beane does, in some relievers in particular that brought their payroll up a little bit. But there's no way that this roster, people said, Mike Fiers is your ace, Brett Anderson is number 2, Edwin Jackson, who's been on about 12 different teams, and Trevor Cahill. And you lost your ace to season-ending injury in Sean Manaea. No way.
Now, I know that the rules of engagement have changed since even when you last pitched. And Severino knows that it's going to probably become a bullpen game. He's not going to be asked to go out there and pitch 9. Would it bother you if you're pitching well and you look over your shoulder and there's somebody warming up in the bullpen? Nobody on, but just for whatever reason, they got somebody in the bullpen. Can that shake your confidence as a starting pitcher?
Don, you're a Mets fan. I finished the 8th inning by punching out the side. I don't know who it was, Bernie and Paul O'Neill and somebody else, and I was yelling just shouting at my pitching coach in the 8th inning, begging Bobby Valentine to take me out in the 9th inning in a 2-2 game in a World Series. So you damn right I'd be mad if I had a 5-inning shutout and they got somebody warming up in the 6th inning. Don't even get me started on this whole opener thing. I can't believe in the history of, or in Major League Baseball, on the globe of the planet, that they can't come up with 150 guys that can go at least 5 innings in the big leagues. I'm not talking about Florida players. I'm not talking about California or Texas. I'm talking about the world. It blows my mind that we are now in a space where if we get 5 innings, we're happy to talk about the guy had a good start. Please.